Hey, what is going on, guys? This is just going to be a quick tip for you for how to fill in these empty attachment points on your kits if you have these empty little holes on there. Or sometimes a lot of Gundam kits have them like on their forearm or something like that, where a shield could be attached or something. But if you don't want to have anything plugged into there and you don't want to have this big ugly hole in the kit, you can plug them up really easily by just using some cut off pieces of runners. So basically all the tools you really need to do this is just your nippers to cut the pieces off the runners, a little sanding stick, which we'll need to clean this up a little bit later, a knife that'll be helpful as well too, and then some glue. Any kind of like thin cement will work really well for this. I would not necessarily recommend using super glue, but just like some plastic cement would be best. So basically any Kotobukiya kit like this, and most Bandai kits, or at least a lot of them, the attachment points, these circular ones, will just be 3mm, and a lot of Bandai runners especially are 3mm, and most Kotobukiya ones too as well too. You'll just have to check to make sure it fits in there. Now I'm just using pieces off of a random red runner, but if you don't plan on painting the kit, you could use the exact same runner that the part came on, then the color would match, and then you wouldn't have any color difference. But I'm going to have this as a different color because it doesn't really matter, I'm going to paint it later. So the part is already going to be a pretty tight fit in there, but just to make sure that we have a good melting of the two parts together, I am going to put a little bit of glue in there first, and then just stick in the piece. So that'll be sticking out, and that's fine. Later we're going to cut it down and sand it down anyway, so that'll be good for now. Now once you've given your glue some time to fully dry, I just let this sit overnight, but you don't necessarily have to wait that long. I would at least wait a few hours. Then you can just go ahead and just clean it up, and it's pretty simple. Obviously using a file would be a good way to do this as well too if you have that, but I'm just going to clip off the majority of that just with my nippers. And then you can sand that flat with your sanding stick, again, or a file. File would make faster work of this, but then a file will rough up the surface around there maybe a little bit too much, so you want to be careful with that. You would want to then later switch to using a sanding stick or something a little bit lighter to finish off the part, so you would still need to use this part. You get that all nice and smooth, and now you could just leave that in whatever color you want. So if for example, I'm using a red runner, it doesn't look too bad having a little red circle there. It actually looks kind of nice. But if you were using the same color runner, then it would pretty much blend in there and just be a flat circle detail. Or if you're going to be painting it, then that's what it'll turn into. So there you have it, guys. Once those are all cleaned up, it should have just a nice flat detail there. And it's almost a shame that I'm going to be painting this. I actually really like how that red looks as just a red little accent color to the kind of basically black and white scheme of the kit. I am going to do something a little bit more with these though, in that I am going to then put some photo etch parts over the top of this as well too, just to add some more detail. So we're changing it from a hole to a nice little detail part here. These are a set of photo etch parts here from Simp and USA Gundam Store. I've talked about how to apply these in the past, but just a reminder, basically you just need some little tweezers and a little tiny bit of super glue. What I like to do is put a little drop of super glue on the back of my thumbnail there that I can use because it's just easy access. And you want to do it either one of two ways. I just like to do it like this, just barely touch the photo etch part to that little super glue to get a little bit of super glue onto the back of it, and then just stick it straight onto your part. Just like that. And the other option, of course, would be just to use a toothpick or something to just touch a little bit of super glue right here to the plastic piece first, and then stick your photo etch part down onto the top of that. But you can just do whatever is most comfortable for you. And there we have it, guys. Just a few minutes later, I've got some different photo etch parts around here on the side, on here on the leg, covering up those back holes there, and I even added little tiny 1.3mm photo etch parts there for these little tiny bits of detail there, kind of next to the lights on the back and on the front right there as well too. Now you can apply these on after painting if you wanted to just leave them in silver like this. I'm going to be painting over them, but some people like to put them on later because then they would just want to keep them in like that kind of chrome silver look. But in my case, I'm just going to be using them just as a detail that I will be painting over. But for now, guys, that's it for this video. Hope that was helpful and informative for you guys, for just a quick and simple, easy way to plug some unsightly holes in your Kotobukiya kits, Bandai kits, whatever. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye bye.